안녕하세요. 좋은 TV 연주환입니다. 오늘도 그때처럼 영어로 좀 말해볼 건데요. 오늘은 A Fine, Fine School을 읽어볼 겁니다. 이거는 셔런 크리치라는 사람이 글을 썼고, 그 다음에 해리 블레스라는 사람이 그림을 그렸습니다. 네, 한번 읽어볼게요.
잠깐만.
A fine, fine school. Mr. Teen was a principal who loved his school. Every morning he strolled down the hallway and saw the children in their classes. He saw them learning shapes and colors and numbers and letters. He saw them reading and writing and drawing and painting. He saw them making dinosaurs and forts and pyramids. Oh, he would say, aren't these fine children? Aren't these fine teachers? Isn't this a fine, fine school? Near Mr. Teen's school, Tilly lived with her parents and her brother and her dog, Beans, in a small house next to a big tree. On Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, Tilly went off to school. At school, Tilly learned her shapes and colors and numbers and letters. Sometimes, when she saw Mr. Teen standing in the hallway, she waved. Aren't these fine children? He said to himself. Aren't these fine teachers? Isn't this a fine, fine school? On the weekends, Saturday and Sundays, Tilly climbed her favorite tree and she took Beans on walks and threw him sticks. Let go now, Beans. And she pushed her brother on a swing and tried to teach him how to skip. Be one with the skip. But on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, Tilly went off to school. Beans and her brother did not like to see her go. Hurry, hurry, hurry home, her brother called. One day, Mr. Teen called all the students and teachers together and said, "This is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school on Saturdays too." The teachers and the students did not want to go to school on Saturdays, but no one knew how to tell Mr. Teen that. He was so proud of the children and the teachers of all the learning they were doing every day. And so, that Sunday, Tilly set off for school. But it's Saturday. What about the swings? Her brother called. The following month, Mr. Teen announced, "This is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school on Sundays too." The teachers and the students did not want to go to school on Saturdays, but no one knew how to tell Mr. Teen that. He was so proud of the children and the teachers of all the learning they were doing every day. And so, that Sunday, Tilly set off for school. "But it's Sunday. What about the skipping?" her brother called. The following month, Mr. Teen called everyone together again and said, "This is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school in the summer too. All summer long, every single day. How much we will learn," he said. we can learn everything. We will learn all about numbers and letters, colors and shapes, the Romans and the Egyptians and the Greeks. We will learn about dinosaurs and castles and everything. We will learn everything. The teachers and the students did not want to go to school on Saturdays and Sundays and holidays and all summer long every single day. But no one knew how to tell Mr. Keen that. He was so proud of the children and the teachers of all the learning they were doing every day. And so, on the first day of summer, Tilly set off for school. But it's summer. What about summer? Her brother called. And that day, Tilly went to see Mr. Keen. He stood in his office in front of his desk. What a fine school it is, Mr. Keen said. What amazing things everyone is learning. Yes, Tilly said. We certainly are learning some amazing things. A fine school, Mr. Keen said. But, Tilly said, not everyone is learning. What? Mr. Keen said. He looked very worried. Who isn't learning? Tell me, and I will see that they learn. My dog, Beans, hasn't learned how to sit, Tilly said, and he hasn't learned how to jump over the creek. Oh, Mr. Keen said, and my little brother and hasn't learned how to swing or skip. Oh, Mr. Keen said, and I, she said, but you go to school, Mr. Keen said, to our fine school. True, Tilly said, but I haven't learned how to climb very high in my tree, and I haven't learned how to sit in my tree for a whole hour. Oh, Mr. Keen said. That day, Mr. Keen walked up and down the halls looking at the children and the teachers. Up and down he walked. Up and down, up and down. The next morning, Mr. Keen called everyone together. The children and the teachers were very worried. This is a fine school with fine children and fine teachers. But not everyone is learning. The children and the teachers were very worried. Mr. Keen said, there are dogs who need to learn how to sit and how to jump creeks. What did he mean? Was he going to make their dogs come to school? There are little brothers and sisters who need to learn how to swing and how to skip. What did he mean? Was he going to make their younger brothers and sisters come to school too? The children and the teachers were very worried. And all of you, children and teachers, you need to learn how to climb a tree and sit for an hour, Mr. Keen said. And the children and the teachers were very worried. And so, from now on, we will not have school on Saturdays or Sundays or in the summer. A huge, enormous, roaring cheer soared up into the ceiling and floated out the window so that everyone in the town heard the fine, fine children and the fine, fine teachers shout, "Fine! Fine! Fine!" And the fine children and the fine teachers lifted Mr. Teen up and they carried him down the hallway and out the door through the town, up and down, in and out. And everywhere they went, the people said, "What a fine, fine school with such fine, fine teachers and fine children, and such a fine principal." 이제 끝났는데요. 네. 그러면 이제 갈 시간이에요. 네. 그러면 다음 시간에 만나요. 좋은 TV 연주한 다음 시간에 봐요. 좋은 TV.